Okay, welcome everyone to Daily Videcasting. This is where we give you a super quick rundown of what's buzzing like right now on X.
Yeah, no deep dives today, just hitting the highlights, the stuff everyone's talking about.
Exactly. Quick way to get the vibe. So today, we've got a bit of everything. Some global trade stuff, sports, tech, bit of social commentary.
Right. From luxury goods secrets and tariff tensions to a massive golf win and even space news.
Let's just jump right in. First up, this claim that's kind of blowing up, from people like at Jerry Keogh at the Creative Hacks.
Got real Norma K, too.
Right. Saying the Chinese government has maybe loosened up on secrecy clauses.
Uh-huh. And manufacturers are apparently going on TikTok.
Yeah. And saying, like, loads of big luxury brands, maybe over 80%, are actually made in China.
And just packaged up in Europe to get that label.
Whoa, if that's true. I mean, that's a big deal for how people see those brands, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That whole made in Europe mystique, that's like core to their value if that narrative starts to unravel.
Consumers might start asking, wait, what am I paying for?
Exactly. Big questions for the industry.
And this is happening just as we're seeing more movement on the U.S.-China trade front.
Right, like at Spectator Index reporting, Trump's announced, a 20% tariff on Chinese semiconductors, computers, smartphones.
Yeah, it seems like reversing a previous exemption. That's pretty significant.
It is. You got to figure it's about boosting U.S. manufacturing, tackling trade imbalances.
But the knock-on effects, right? Higher prices, maybe? Supply chain headaches?
Could be. It's always a balancing act. And China didn't wait long to respond.
No kidding. At Watcher Guru says they've suspended exports of some rare earth minerals to the U.S.
Okay. And rare earths. These aren't just any old minerals. They're kind of critical.
Super critical. Stuff like dysprosium, neodymium.
Yeah. Things you need for EV batteries, magnets in wind turbines, defense tech. Really advanced stuff.
And China controls, like, almost all of it, doesn't it?
Something like 90% of the global supply. So yeah, suspending exports, that's them flexing some serious muscle, shows their leverage.
Really highlights how tangled up these global supply chains are. And hang on, just to make it more confusing. We saw updates from at Datatone, at Trump Daily Posts. Trump's now saying there was no tariff exception announced on Friday.
Ah, okay. So pushing back on earlier report.
Yeah, so the whole situation feels very fluid. Could definitely escalate more.
It definitely signals a firm stance from the U.S. on tech trade and maybe some public maneuvering around the policies, too.
Okay, let's pivot completely. From global trade stress to Augusta National.
Yeah, the Masters. Big news there.
Huge. Rory McIlroy. At PG Tour, at the Masters, everyone's buzzing. He finally did it. Completed the career Grand Slam.
Wow, that is monumental. Only the 6th golfer in history.
6th ever. Winning all 4 majors. That's just legendary status.
Absolutely. The Masters, U.S. Open, the Open Championship, PGA Championship, puts him in incredibly elite company. Think of the skill, the mental game.
Totally. And apparently it was dramatic. Final round playoff against Justin Rose.
Oof, playoff pressure at the Masters.
And get this. His first Masters win after 17 tries.
17. Wow.
And 11 years since his last major win. Can you imagine carrying that pressure for so long?
11 years. That's got to feel like forever in pro sports. What a moment for him. So much resilience.
Yeah, the reaction's been great. At Golf Digest called it a win for the whole family. Nice touch. And other players are chiming in. Scott Scheffler, he kind of playfully ribbed him about the 11-year wait.
Huh.
Yeah.
Gotta love that. But you know it comes with massive respect.
Oh, for sure. And even Skip Bayless. Real Skip Bayless.
No way. What did Skip say?
He actually congratulated Rory, admitted he was wrong picking Bryson DeChambeau to win.
Skip admitting he was wrong. Okay, now that's news. Just shows you can never predict sports.
Right. And speaking of Bryson, he posted too. Said he didn't have his best stuff, but it's just more fuel for him.
Good mindset. Learn and move on. That's what the top pros do.
Okay, changing lanes again? Let's go. Out of this world. Literally.
SpaceX.
You got it. At SpaceX, Falcon 9 booster just completed its 27th launch and landing.
27th for the same booster.
Yep, delivered 27 more Starlink satellites. That's a new reusability record.
That is seriously impressive. Reusability is just changing the whole game for space access, making it cheaper.
Mind-blowing, really. And Starlink keeps growing, aiming for that global internet coverage.
Yeah, which is amazing, though you do hear those concerns sometimes, right? About space traffic, astronomy.
True, yeah. It's a balance, finding that sweet spot between progress and managing the space environment responsibly.
Definitely.
Okay, so from space hardware to AI infrastructure. Sam Altman at Summit,
OpenAI CEO, what's he saying?
he put out a call pretty direct for infrastructure and computing experts,
Right.
talking about insane scale, very hard, interesting challenges. Said they desperately use your help. Sounds like they're seriously pushing limits.
Yeah, it highlights just how much sheer computing power these huge AI models need. The engineering challenges must be immense. His tone sounds urgent.
Really urgent. And apparently, getting a job there is tough. Someone mentioned failing the resume screen.
Not surprised. Competition must be fierce to work at the cutting edge like that. They're looking for the best of the best, clearly.
Right. Okay, let's dip into some viral stuff catching eyes online. At PicturesFoider shared these, well, wild photos. Tom Cruise, Will Smith.
On top of the Burj Khalifa?
Yeah, looks insane. And the first reaction for some people was, is this AI?
Totally understandable these days. You see something crazy, you wonder. But these were real, weren't they?
Yep, totally real. Cruise was way back in 2010 for Mission Impossible.
Ghost Protocol, right.
And Will Smith was 2021 for a YouTube thing. So both predated the really easy-to-use AI image stuff.
It's funny how quickly our default thought process has shifted to maybe it's AI, shows how much impact it's having.
Definitely makes you double-check things.
Yeah.
Switching vibes again. At The Ojel posted 24 uncomfortable truths he wished he knew earlier.
Those kinds of life lesson threads, they often get a lot of traction.
Yeah, this one seemed to really resonate. People love that kind of bite-sized wisdom on social media, I guess.
Yeah. Quick insights, relatable stuff. It connects.
And one last one. Bit of humor from at Makafan Dimfu. Someone posted a picture of these interesting Louis Vuitton clogs.
Okay.
And the reply was just, let me check with my supplier from China.
Perfect. Ties right back into that whole luxury goods discussion, doesn't it?
Exactly. Affordability, where things really come from, it's all part of the conversation.
That's a great snapshot of consumer thinking right now.
So, wow, okay, that was a sprint through the current vibe. Covered a lot.
We did. Luxury goods, questions, trade moves, massive sports achievement, space records, AI needs, viral moments.
It's quite the mix. A good reminder of just how much happens in trends online every single day.
For sure. And how these different threads can sometimes connect in unexpected ways.
Definitely. So if anything caught your ear, dig around online, check out the original posts, see the replies, always more context out there.
Yeah, dive in.
Maybe something to chew on until next time. Thinking about those luxury goods. If this transparency thing really takes off, does it fundamentally change what luxury even means to people? Could be interesting to see.
Definitely food for thought. Will status shift? Good question.